catch you by surprise with the physicality and the way that you're so active on the boards?
Well, I mean, I know I talked about. Sorry to cut you off, Robin. I think you realize now why I had so much anxiety going into this game. That's a veteran team. They play 9 seniors. They got grad transfers. They just put you in a really tough situation because of their ability to shoot the ball, and they take care of it. Rozier he's a pit bull, and he does a great job setting those guys up. They don't have any fear. They never panic. When we got the thing up to double figures, they cut that thing back to 3. So, this is a good win for us. It's a team I think was right around 100 in the net, and, it's a team I think has got a great chance to win their league and be in the NCAA tournament. So, proud of our guys for finding a way. That being said, yes, we have to start better. We have to set the tone from a physicality standpoint. I thought they did that to their credit. And then you give up 17 offensive rebounds to get out rebounded by 10 on your home court. Berke had something to do with that. There's no doubt about that. He's our best defensive rebounder. He's a guy that's our most versatile defender. From an analytics standpoint, he does a lot of really good things on the court that don't show up in the box score. So, we knew we'd have our hands full, and especially when we found out that Berke wouldn't be able to play tonight.
What do you say to guys like Price and Braden? The line between, knowing if it's not your night and shots aren't falling, but not losing confidence and continuing to shoot?
I tell them to keep firing. I don't know if that's right or not, but, if you have some space, shoot the ball. Listen, if you're highly contested, obviously, no, we don't want to continue to shoot if it's not your night. If it is, we'll shoot those semi-contested, sometimes contested ones, and the flow of the game dictates that a lot of times. He made a really good play. Jared actually had a mismatch in transition on the one where Sam came down and flipped it to Price, and he hit a second 3 of the game. It was good to see Connor knock one down as well before he went out with the injury. But, I thought our guys did a really good job of finding Rienk, and he just looked at our pace and our purpose in the second half. It was night and day. We were so much better. We were so much crisper. 21 assists, 5 turnovers. I love that. And our activity on the other end. I thought we contested passes better. We got our hands on the ball, created deflections, and that got us out. We got 2 big fast break baskets with our defense.
What is Norwich injury?
I think he just fell on his hip. He'll be fine. I was looking for him to shoot free throws, and he was in the tunnel limping around. So, I don't know. We'll know. I guess what I'm supposed to say, Robin, is we'll know more tomorrow.
Was Berke's out?
Well, it's not as bad as last year, that's for sure. And he's made big progress in the last couple days. We're off tomorrow, so he'll get treatment. Hopefully, come in and get some shots up, and then we'll have a couple days to prep for a team that won by 15 tonight and has a win on the road at Fresno State. So we got to bounce back, we got to regroup, and we got to got to have a couple good days of preparation.
You mentioned Jared getting 7 points from him off the bench. How big was that after you had to move Braden?
Yeah, those were huge. Those were huge points that Jared had. He stepped out there without any fear and knocked down that 3 in the second half. I'd love to see it. Made it both his free throws. I thought he had a really good look in the paint on a mismatch. I thought our guys found him down there. And, the biggest thing, I know I've talked about this with Jared, is he missed a lot of time, and he's still working himself back into shape and getting his timing and all that. But this is a good step for him to go out there and produce in a highly competitive game.
Obviously, Rink's statline speaks for itself, but how impressive is that? I think he said they were rotating 3 games, and he was tired to still go 7 to 10.
Yeah, it was, and we got the challenge with Rienk, and I guess that wasn't. But anyway, so what Rienk was able to do tonight in extended minutes, we don't want to play him that much. We had to tonight in order to win this game. But when he gets into that type of rhythm, we ran actions for him, and our guys found him, and they set good screens to get him freed up. But again, I'm really happy for our guys to find a way to win this one, and we're going to have a good film session and learn a lot from this game as well.
How do you feel Braden performed in his first start?
Yeah, I thought Braden had some big plays for us. That fast break was great when he was running down the right wing, streaking down the right wing. He's as athletic as anybody on our team, and I thought he battled. Out there all game long, even though his shot wasn't falling from the perimeter. And he's had an unbelievable start to the season. I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him, and we're going to continue to ride him.
In what ways do you feel like a 40-minute challenge like this will help you guys in the next coming weeks, coming months, after just the high Kansas City?
Yeah, it's important for us. These games are great. You have some adversity down the stretch. A double-digit lead got cut back down to 3. We had to find a way after the timeout to get a big bucket. We got it, and then got a stop and scored again. Executed really well down the stretch. Got Cale loose at the basket with Rienk popping the way he had it going. So to find a way to execute down the stretch when things were getting a little dicey out there, that's these are going to be great moments for us moving forward. You win a tight one, obviously, against Oklahoma. You win another close one where we had a big lead against New Mexico, and then you win by 1 against K-State. So these have been really good games and experiences, and hopefully we can pull away in some of these and not have it come down to the last couple possessions.
Fred, I don't think we're going to talk to you for the next game because of the holiday. I guess what's your early impression of anything on South Carolina Upstate, just kind of what challenges they might?
Yeah, all I've really seen on them is their scores. I'll dive into them tonight. That's how I always do it. Is stay focused on the team that we're playing against, and then turn the page and move on. I'll get back and watch our game tonight, and then watch a little bit of USC Upstate, and then we'll get a game plan put in tomorrow with our staff, and hopefully go out and execute well.
Real quick, going back to Jared, as he gets more in shape and more back to who he was, how do you see maybe his role evolving?
Yeah, we'll see. It was a good step in the right direction today, and we'll have a good cleanup at it. We'll watch some individual film with Jared on both sides of the ball, and there's gonna be some things to clean up. But I'm happy for Jared to go out there and get 7 big points for us and play double-figure minutes. Like I said, a step in the right direction for him.
Cale talked about playing at the crowd, being able to keep that consistency going into this season. He said that was something on recruiting visits he wanted to be a consistent contributor. Just how fulfilling is it for a player like him to be living up to what you guys have talked about before he got here to Nebraska?
Yeah, that was one of the best things about the Crown was to see Cale emerge the way that he did, and come in here and earn a spot in the rotation, and a lot of times be on the floor at the end of the game because you can trust him out there. He gets you into an offense. We didn't want whoever Rozier was guarding to handle it, which was Sam. So I thought Cale did a really good job. He was a calming influence for us. He knows all 5 positions on the floor. I've talked a lot about that. I've talked about his future as a coach. I think he's going to be a great one when it's all said and done. So he just he does so much for you on the floor, and I love seeing him knock down. Those were big free throws. I think it was a 5-point game when he stepped up and made it a 3-possession game by knocking down the 1-on-1. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.